Welcome, welcome. What's good? What's good? Two, we land your bets show live stream. Probably got to get that in there. How y'all doing? Gonna let everybody jump in here for Sunday's slate. Gonna be looking at these player props. I got Pips NBA joining me in just a minute as well. We got to get going with some of the bets I already got up. Hopefully, you guys did see what I put up yesterday as I got that video up yesterday evening. Let's say some pretty early bets there for some player props. Had 6 of them, looking pretty good on the bet here with a couple of the guys. I think I got to double check that game before I even start talking. This game's getting out of control too already with this the Celtics and the Heat coming out strong for the C's. They don't have Kevin Love in. He's at 10 right now. We need him to get one more rebound or points. So please put him back in the game. Also got Drew there, 6-3. Still need him to get like 7 or 8. That one's looking a little bit less. They got the subs playing big minutes already with this thing out of control in Miami or in Boston with Miami. So not as much that I like that's going on there. Although obviously, like I'm fine with the Celtics. But yeah, let's see how everybody's doing. We got people jumping in still, so I'll let y'all get in here. We're gonna have Pips come on here in just a minute. Let me go through the bets I had last night in case y'all missed it. If you are in the Discord already, then you already know about these bets. So continue to follow along there. Got the link in the description. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need my 6th bet up as well. Hold on one sec, pulling that one up for you guys. But yeah, I also got I want to make sure you are subscribed to the page, all that good stuff, because we are bringing these videos a little bit early every now and again. Who am I missing here? Zoo, my bets from last night. Zoo, Harden, come on, man. Zoo, Harden, Joval, K-Love. Zoo, Harden, Joval. Maybe I didn't have Drew in here. All right, adding the Drew bet. All right, I'm going to pull these up for you guys real quick, too, so we can just take a quick look and make sure we're all on the same page. K-Love, need him to keep getting another board. Like I said, this was from last night. And Drew is in there at 15.5 PA, so we need him to get 6 more as well. But we're still alive in those games. Or I guess we need 7 more from him. Still alive in those games. The other bets that I do have, and like stay with me here on this Joval bet, because I still think Joval's a good look in this game. I know it's not just because he just went off. That's not how I do things. But nobody else shoots from down low. So that's why we got Joval in this Pelicans and Thunder game tonight to go over the 19.5 PR. I'm fine with a double-double if you want. I just like the fact I think he's going to score. I really like the points for him in this one. I think they make sure that he gets shots up without Zion. There's nobody else shooting inside of 5 feet. He shoots about 4 shots inside of 5 feet. Every other person on this team besides Zion shoots less than 3. And Zion shoots about 10.5 of them himself, right? So that's why we like at least one dude to be shooting down low, and you see the jump in minutes and points and field goal attempts and everything for Joval. Without Zion, he's the dude that gets a bit more burn. Not Larry Nance, but we'll still probably see some Larry Nance in this one. Other bet I got here, I think Adriano or someone threw it already in there, was Herb Jones. Yeah, we got this one from last night, Adriano. So if you want to hit that, I really like the Herb Jones bets here. He takes more threes against this team. He takes them from the corner where they're weakest. And he also is someone that is going to keep getting shots up without Zion, because he does go into the lane as well and get a bunch of shots from there. So still really like him. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, that Discord's fire. We already knew it was going to be. It was put together mostly by people like Free Sauce and DB, MB8 in there as well. We got a lot of dudes that push me to get that thing going, and I think it's fire right now. So I'm appreciative of everybody that's putting stuff in there and participating. It's a group effort for sure. We bring our bets together and we compare them and go through them and get some good looks from having more people with more information, more eyeballs, more brains. Right? James Harden under 9.5 assists. This is my third bet. Well, I guess technically, since I already have those 2 in, this is this is my 5th bet, we'll call it here, under an 8 of 11 without Kawhi. And so I like to find these moments in time where people think that, you're gonna get more value and you got to take overs on a dude as soon as another dude is out, blah blah blah. But like sometimes the game changes without a dude in there, and James Harden gets a little bit more attention without Kawhi on the floor. So those assists go down for him. The potential assists stay down, and really the shooting for this Clippers team isn't really awesome. Let's put it that way. At best, it's like middle of the pack. And really, since they went on that like 25-6 run, they were like the best 3-point shooting team in the league during that time, and just not the case anymore for them. So I like the fact that they struggled to make shots, which leads to James Harden not getting those dimes. Obviously, his people need to make those shots, and they don't. Then we get him under on the assists. And the last one I'll show you, if you are not in the Discord and not yet subscribed to the page, is Ivica Zubac. And some people are going under on Zoo in this game, and whatever. I'm fine. I don't need the public or any popular opinion to agree with me for me to like this pick. I like it because of what he does without Kawhi. It's similar to Joval. Like, he's the only dude that really gets down low, gets into the paint, and is really scoring from inside of 5 feet. That's where he lives without Kawhi. He also needs to get those boards without Kawhi, who's definitely their second best rebounder. And when he's off the floor, now you're really talking about needing a lot more wings and shorter dudes that aren't necessarily equipped for this to get there. So that's where we're at. This is perfect timing because now I got Pips here. I'm gonna bring him up. What's up, man? How are you doing?
Yeah, hello everyone for watching. Yeah, I'm doing great watching this terrible game between Miami and Celtics.
Yeah.
So,
What do you think? What do you think about that? Let me pull up the right stuff here. What do you think about that game right now?
it's one-sided, very one-sided. So, yeah,
it's out of control now, right?
Yeah. I didn't bet much on that game because I didn't want to for the first game didn't know what will defense look like but now I'm just I should have had bets on that game because everything went like expected.
Yeah.
Like Peyton Pritchard and Sam Hauser hit their threes, Porzingis hit his stuff, and next game I'll look way deeper into it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you here, let me put this up real quick. Do you have anything on that game? Like, were you predicting a blowout and trying to find any bets as a result of that?
I bet big same game parlay on that game. I bet Tatum Brown unders on points, over on assist, Porzingis over on points, Bam over on points, and Hero over on points, which is the one leg that to lose. I usually do like there's no game that I don't have stuff on. Sometimes I just do like same game parlay if I'm betting like some defensive scheme. I knew they will put 2 on the Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
So this will be up, scoring will be down. Same with Jaylen Brown. Yeah. So that opened up the game for Porzingis threes and role players threes. So combine that, got a good price. But fortunately, added Hero. So
yeah. I mean, he wasn't a bad look. I can understand the Hero stuff. I was a little bit tentative with this Boston team, but I guess real quick, just to touch on that on this game, like, do you think this thing is going to be blowout after blowout, basically, as we're looking at props for the rest of the series?
I think Miami can handle their stuff at home, like not win, but I think they can stay in the game. So I'll look to bet overs probably when Miami is at home. But yeah, next game I for sure expect another blowout for Boston. Yeah. I mean, the first game was like scary because all the stuff like narratives they were cheering up. We want Celtics. Some Celtics players came up, said they are more than ready for this game. So we knew like Celtics will come up, no messing around, firing up, especially after the last season conference final. So yeah, for the first game we kind of knew that no messing around for Celtics. You'll see game 2. But Miami at home should be like way better than this. So
so you can actually feel like they're going to hang around. You can depend on a bit more certainty of things when they're in Miami. I think that makes complete sense. I mean, this Boston team's been murdering teams all year in their building. Obviously, in some of them good, most of them not very good. And I would probably put this Heat team as not super great at the moment, but let's get into a few bets here. I got people jumping in and definitely get into the comments, y'all. I know there's a couple other that are coming in here with PG-13. What's up, Yehoshua? Good to see you, bro. I know Mike's here feeling a little bit under the weather with the migraine there, but keep it going, bro. Appreciate you being here. Let's look. What's the next game? They kill back and forth. Yeah, it's always weirded out, but now we're talking about LA. Yeah, the next game is going to be the Clips, right? So do you want to kick us off with that? I've got a couple bets already, but I want to hear where you're at with that one, and then we can take a look at some more guys that might be coming up in the
I can go. Like I have I think 3 spots that I like. Not that I made official bets, but I think they're interesting spots to take a look at. I think you are already on one. That's Zubac. I think he moved now to 20.5 points, rebounds. You go to 19.5. I think that's great.
Yeah.
And I have 2 other spots. I think they are very, very interesting spots for this game.
I also took Harden under on the assist. All that stuff's scrolling on the bottom line for everybody that wants to see which bets are already in. Any thoughts on Harden real quick with his dimes?
Yeah, I listened to the part you said, and it makes sense, and especially the part where most of his assists were for Kawhi Leonard.
Yep,
And
100%. Yeah,
it's not like Kawhi Leonard had any own ball reps. Like I think this was the season when he was playing like the most off ball, like shooting off cuts, shooting spot up. So yeah, that's one less target for Harden, more minutes for Westbrook, so less ball handling for James Harden. All in all, I think this is like not great for his. I think you had a good point saying that Kawhi Leonard being out and they shifting their lineup is completely opposite. They should
right.
do complete opposite because yeah, it makes sense for the points, but it doesn't make sense for the assist.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So if I'm looking at, I have Harden up real quick, and this is obviously one of the places I love with Props Madness, which we are always using on this show too, is the play type stuff and obviously the shooting charts. I think those are things that oftentimes get underlooked a little bit and are probably more important than people realize, is the tendencies of the play type and all that stuff. So if you look at Harden here and the way that this Dallas defense plays against these certain play types right here, right? Like that's the thing to consider when you're looking at different players here. You look at opponent defensive rank against these play types. And yeah, what he's doing mostly. If there's some ISO stuff, yeah, maybe there's some opportunities for him to score. And obviously, this is all points, not necessarily assists. So I think that you consider the spot up stuff for them. Yeah, I still don't think it's going to be there. Dallas's defense has gotten better at defending the three. It was really, really bad. I mean, it was really bad everywhere. And now that they actually have down low presence, they can actually sell out and guard the 3-point line a little bit better. Rather than worrying about guys driving into the lane. So let's kick it off with one of your looks for this Mavs and Clippers game, though.
Just wanted to add some for like, can you go to the play types?
Yeah.
I just want to say something like, guys, sure. When you see like this play type, like when it's all like in the middle, 17, 18, 13, 15 rank, that's most of the time means they are like adjusting to the opponent. Like they won the game, they play this, another game, they shift to this. So yeah, this probably means that. So like these numbers, like they'll probably without Leonard, they'll probably put more pressure on Harden in this game.
Right. So yeah, you're saying you can use this data when it looks all like middle of the pack, right? In the middle, right here, like you said, it's all sort of like yellowy. Because they're somewhere between 13 and 20 in how well they defend things, is because they do things differently. The Pelicans, I feel like, are like this as well, where you can kind of see that they'll kind of mix and match based on and then when you have that information, you know that they're going to play defense how they need to based on the situation of this game, right? So I think that's good info.
I'll also say, like, Harden didn't look healthy post All-Star break after the slight injury, so as a huge Harden fan, for like last decade, I can for sure say that he's not 100% ready. And I think the most underrated part of this is similar players. Like these data show like 20% less points is huge, like for similar players. My spot for these interesting spots are Russell Westbrook, of course. You can go to his rebounds and assists. I would say like points are okay for sure. I'm interested like in rebounds and assists. I think it's 7.5 for most of the bookies.
Okay,
I will go for like, minus 130 probably. It's interesting when you put the minutes. You just choose the line for like 7.5, whatever.
7.5. So like just choose one of these basically. Yeah,
and put minutes 20 to 28 minutes. I think he's getting like 25 tonight. So like 20 to 28 should be like good like representation of when he's playing close to it. And if you look at the entire season, like increasing the max games,
I can just go up.
Yeah, and this is that's it. Like he is lowered this line in 21 out of the 27, and that's not even including that games when Kawhi was out lately. So games without Kawhi, this when in games with Kawhi out, his numbers are even better.
So I do that minus sign it right, and now it's now it's 6 of 7.
So kind of like I think this is a good spot. Also in games against the Dallas this season, I think he's over in all 3. So I think this could be a good
versus
spot.
Dallas. I'm gonna pull that up just real quick on StatMuse. I like to use this sometimes when it's just simple stuff. So I'll just do Russell Westbrook versus Mavs this season.
Yeah.
I can see then the 3 games here. Yeah, that's seems to be those minutes too, right? When with the matchup as well, and then you get the points. Yeah, the points look pretty good. I mean, he's shooting 9 times a game or so, 10 times a game, but the assists and the rebounds especially, I think, are where they they miss Kawhi a ton, right?
I would say a good point about this is all the games. You look at the date. It was prior to the trade, so I will look at his points with a bit of a caution because it came when Dallas was terrible inside. Like they were overall like one of the worst defensive teams, and they played like all games in 2023. So,
right.
Yeah.
Right. So
But
these are all before.
These numbers look really good.
Right. These are all before Daniel Gafford and company got there. Like, not you're talking about the trade for Dallas, right? Yeah, exactly. So the trade for that made Dallas a much better defensive team definitely comes into play. This is at 7.5, right? You can still get that for the rebounds and assists. And yeah, I would say, I mean, what are those individual props as well? The assists are at 3.5, and the rebounds then at about 4.5. Oh, right, 7.5. Yeah. So I think he's good for 10 in this game. Is right around what you would expect for him at about 25 minutes. So I think that's a really good look. Let me put that on the bottom line so everybody knows. I'll put your name next to it as well. Get Pips bets up here for you guys so that you know what he's put in here. My stuff is already rolling on the card down there below. As soon as I put it back up. But yeah, let me put this up for you, Pips, because I like that play a lot. I saw you put that up as well on online.
I don't know if you looked like minutes for the Dallas Mavericks. How many minutes did you look? Any like Dante Exum? Like
I didn't look at that stuff yet.
Because it's from my side very interesting. Dante Exum.
Yeah.
This is a interesting setup. Can you just go like games with both Kyrie and Luka playing
with them?
So. Yeah, and set the minutes like from 12 to 22. So because I think he's playing in some array like 22, and put rebounds and assists.
Rebounds and assists for Dante Exum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Yeah, and if you take a look, he had 8 and 10 against the Clippers already earlier this season.
And so I think you see that right. You can just see that right here. You're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Like I think if he gets the minutes, like he's projected, I think like to 20 minutes 18, on some side. I think if he's getting those minutes, this is like a lock. But I don't know. Like Josh Green is back. Their first time everyone is healthy. Derek Jones, Josh Green, Hardaway Jr. They have options. So I honestly don't know. Like they never had them all in and playing full minutes.
Well, when they're in this season, how many games is this? It looks like.
Yeah, but this is like most games are like prior to. I mean, I didn't even see that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I put them in, and it's a wide range of dates too. So it's not like the teams are going to be that different, right? With the way that this is sort of separated. Like there's some games from before these trades for this team with Daniel Gafford and everybody, and then some after. And I don't think he's really impacted by that. I mean, I thought at the beginning of the season he was getting a lot more time as like the backup point guard, but it just seems like he's just kind of playing all over the place with everybody at this point, right?
I think he's a great player. Like I think he is a great player. He kind of translated his shooting. He's shooting 50% from the three. Like of course, those are mostly spot up threes out of doubles on Luka and Kyrie. But for his entire career, his only downside was he was a poor shooter. Now he can defend, he can pass, he can shoot, he can do everything. So I think he should get the minutes.
Wow.
He's kind of a good size for a point guard.
Oh yeah, he's huge for sure.
Yeah.
So you have him and Russ with the rebounds and assists over.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Kind of like I think this is available like -130, the best price for Dante.
Yeah. You had someone asking about that too. That's awesome. Bro, nice. Yeah, I'm just looking at these at the comments too. Make sure you guys are jumping in there so I can see. We got someone asking about a couple other. Did you have any other that you already placed in here before I take a look at some of these other ones that these guys are bringing up?
No, so far, like these are two. Like it was David Zubac's one,
Yeah,
but you already covered that. So
yeah,
don't
yep.
worry.
For sure, yeah. So far from this game on the bottom line, you can see we've got a couple bets here coming in that from Pips to Russ over 7.5 rebounds and assists, Exum over 3.5 rebounds and assists. We also got Zoo over. I've got over 19.5 points and rebounds. I think that has gone up to 20.5 as well. If we get a little bit better juice then on that. Cool. So yeah, I do want to take a look at some of these other ones that people are bringing up in the comments. Let me pull up what you guys are talking about. Do we fade Paul George is a question from Free Sauce. We got PJ Washington being talked about in here as well, which we can bring him up. Which one would you want to start with, Pips? With PG or with PJ Washington?
Whatever you like, one. We can go with Paul George, maybe.
A lot of rebounds. Yeah, let's start with Paul George. So looking at Paul George, I mean, without Kawhi, obviously, we've got to at least bring that up. So let me just start with that real simply. I also wanted to see Russ with and without Kawhi. Yeah, he goes up every.
You can do it in Props Madness, like easily. I just checked it before the game, like.
For which one?
You can go there.
For PG.
Without Kawhi Leonard, this is already up. So we made a change recently that we saved the players filter, so you don't need to repeat.
Hell yeah!
And you were going to players, yeah.
So if Kawhi is ruled out, is this going to automatically select it for Paul George without Kawhi?
No, I'm just saying, like, when you first select it, when you change the player, it will still be like without Kawhi Leonard.
Okay.
So like you are going through the players. I usually, for example, I will select Harden in, Paul George in, and Kawhi Leonard out. Yeah. And I will just go through the player and see if anything catch my eyes.
So I'll put Harden in as well.
Yeah.
Maybe some Russ Westbrook in here. See how that obviously Norm Powell is going to usually play. Norm Powell's usually a guy too, but yeah, I mean, it's not like things necessarily go up without Kawhi for Paul George, right?
Yeah.
In general, you can still see he's gone under this. He's at 26.5 points at this point against this Mavs squad, and he's
for a fact we can know that Dallas will look to double a lot Paul George.
So yeah, if you think the double is coming for PG, then you would lean under for some of his stuff, right? At this point,
26.5, I would lean under for sure.
Yeah, 2 out of 10 in these situations with these dudes. I mean, even if we just take out these dudes, it's there. He's playing most of these games with Russ and James Harden and without Kawhi. Looking at the defensive matchup real quick for PG, we look at where he's shooting from. Obviously, mostly above the break. He steps in to the mid range a little bit and then gets all the way to the rim, or at least into the paint 30% of the time. And yeah, he's probably going to be operating a lot up above the break here without Kawhi, and then maybe stepping into the mid range. And then, as you mentioned, like the opponent defensive rank versus play type stuff isn't as helpful with a team like Dallas, who will sort of be malleable and move their defensive strategy to wherever they need it to be against these teams. And they usually do. They take out the opposing team's best player really, really well is what they do, more so than worrying about, like, you know, defending everybody as well as they can. They're just like, no, we're taking this dude out of the game. So I guess if you were going to pick a player to score against this Mavs team, you might be finding you can find some corner shooters and probably feel pretty good about them. I'm trying to see who might be shooting. Obviously, we know PJ Tucker shooting from the corner. I don't think that I'm going to back PJ Tucker. Is he at half a point, or what is he at here? 2.5 points? Nah. Like, for him to make a 3 basically is what you're saying. I'm good on that. I know that's where he shoots from. That's the only place he shoots from, 80% of his shots, because he doesn't even take one.
I can him making a 3 in this one, because they will double off him. Like, they will leave him wide open and double Paul George. They will dare him to shoot. So that would be probably interesting. I'm not going to bet it, but I can see it happening. I can see him getting like 3 to 4 wide open looks for the corner.
But I'm getting even money for him for that kind of.
They
assumption.
know that stuff.
Yeah.
Probably someone bet it already and push it down. Probably.
Can I look at his attempts here?
Yeah.
So
you see a filter
1 for 1. Yeah. Oh, instead of minutes, do field goal attempts.
And 3-point attempts, like
3 points, right?
Yeah.
3-point attempts, yeah. So it's 1 for 1 or 1 for 2, and so for even money for me to take PJ Tucker, that's absurd. If anything, there's no edge on either side of the 3-point prop for PJ. Is there anybody else shooting from the corners for this Clippers team that might be worth a look at all, to be honest with you?
I mean, Pavel was in the corners entire game.
Yeah. Powell shooting, yeah, 20. He's the dude too, right? Like, so we got no Kawhi in here for Norm Powell. I thought this would be a little bit better looking, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
5 for 12 on the points. That doesn't go up.
I think it's weird. Like some games, like game against the Jazz, he didn't even play. They were tanking that.
Yeah, that's not normal.
He tries.
Sometimes I just like to have the with and without stuff right in front of me. And I mean, Russ is definitely someone who gets a benefit from him, but I don't see that being the case for. I really thought like, okay, just go to Norm Powell. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Like, yeah, he doesn't really go up in points. He goes up by like 1 field goal attempt. So he's not really the dude getting maybe another extra 3, but he's not really the dude getting the love once we got Kawhi out. What about Terrence Mann? And I don't even know if I'm spelling his name right. Because
I mean, he could, but his line is already way too up. Like he's at 9.5. That's just already adjusted. No value there.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. These books are getting a little bit smarter, especially with the with and without stuff. I'll give them that. So I think we can actually probably fade PG, don't you think? At this point, on the points, would you just leave it at points?
I don't think books are smart. I think it's open for like 4 days now, and people just smash the good spots already. Like this is like closing line, like game starts in like 5 minutes.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna hit the under for Paul George. I'm definitely doing that. I completely agree. Like I don't see this as a great spot. I'm gonna take under 26.5. And do you know if that opened at a smaller number for the points?
I think it was the 24.5.
Yeah. So that's great. I'm happy to take it under once it gets up to 26.5. And I don't have a betway. I'm gonna have to get to DK here in a minute. -112. All right, I'm gonna put that up because I'm gonna have to. And that game is starting in 30 minutes, right?
In 10 minutes.
Is it 10 minutes? All right.
Yeah.
I'm putting that for 0.5. You get that up on the bottom line as well. All right, just took that one. Anything else? I'm gonna look through these comments as well. Make sure I didn't miss anything for this game since it's about to start. Anything else that we want to look at? I know we were going to talk about PJ Washington real quick. I am going to get that Paul George bet in right quick. Everyone. I think we got some agreement there in the chat. I'm going to get some polls going. I want to know what you guys are thinking as well.
PJ Washington's spot is crazy. Like it's very juiced, like -150 at 6.5 and -150 at 7.5. So I don't like to play those lines. Like -150 is huge no-go for
this is rebounds and assists. Rebounds and assists for PJ. I don't even know why I would throw the assists in there. I mean, does he even get any potential assists is the question. You know,
he does recently
1.5.
He's like doing some hockey assist when they double Luka and he gets the wide open, so they are rotating on him and he's passing out to the next guy, like hockey assist.
Right.
He had some recently.
Yeah, I'll bring up the rebounds and assists once again. But once you get to this, this is when I start to be like, look, if you want to take something like this, maybe you go look at like Prize Picks or Underdog if you have the fantasy ones available to you, and maybe you get a little bit better, a little bit better money there in terms of the juice and how that would help your parlays on like Prize Picks and what have you. But I think his core lines right here are kind of dead for me as well. I'm good with this one because I have like a couple of things already in it. I'm not really going to be touching too much Luka or Kyrie too often, to be honest with you. I've been staying away from them a lot, mostly unless we get the triple-double look for Luka at a good number. Then sometimes I'm into that, but not with this Clippers defense, which is a similar thing. Ty Lue's going to be scheming stuff up exactly for what they do and don't have. It's going to be a little bit harder than it normally is for him, but let me just make sure I'm not missing anything from y'all in the chat. But I think we're all good on this one. We have like 6-7 looks in this one that I think are pretty good. So all right, we're moving on. I'm on the under here for PG. I'm going to put that in while we move on to this next game. And that next game is going to be one that I have not looked at quite as much. Can you give us a little bit here?
Can I just respond to can you look at the chat? John Strong asked about some
Harden.
Ask about question about the props madness.
Oh, okay,
So what does the stuff mean? Yeah. So PDPT means player dominant play type,
Player
and
dominant play type.
yeah, so that's like how he performs against team rank against the certain play type. Like he's dominant
Play
for
type.
the let's say for the PJ Washington dominant play type scoring wise is spot up. So when
Right.
you change from like 1 to 29, like you can filter out games when he's playing the great spot up defense and when he's playing poor spot up defense, for
Right.
example.
So this is going to be player dominant play type, and this is going to be a
Yeah,
filter for the opponent's rank against that
yeah,
play type, right? So
yeah,
if you want to find out only against teams that are like top 10 of this play type, then you would filter it to that. And now these are the teams that are top 10 at limiting his dominant play type, which is spot up,
yeah.
right?
Just wanted
Got
to
it.
like answer to the question, like for
That's a
I
really
think
good, yeah.
most people are struggling with that part by themselves. So I think this is helpful. Like next
Yeah.
one is similar, but it's a player dominant shooting zone.
Shooting zone. Yep.
As you can see on the graphics, like
Right.
where
So
he scores more.
these teams right here are the ones that he's played in the last 22 games with all these filters on, right? And these teams are in the top 10 in terms of now this is opponent rank. Oh, I don't have it up here, but this is opponent rank versus shot zone, meaning their rank is top 10, right?
Yeah.
The defense. So these are teams that are good at stopping where he wants to shoot from.
Yeah.
Got it. Yep. So that's you're going to see here that like the teams that you select. So for the Clippers, this is the Clippers still, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Following. That makes total sense. Yeah, good question, dude. Definitely. Once you have the man here himself who built this thing, you definitely want to get those questions in now. All right, cool. No, that's good stuff. Let's move on to that Milwaukee game. I'm literally going to put this bet in that I didn't realize this game starts in 10 minutes. Where do you start here with the Pacers and the Oh, sorry, I got to interrupt us too because Anthony Scribo wants to know that if you do have a chance to put together a little same game parlay, sounds like you would love to hit that. But yeah, let's kick it off with the Bucks and the Pacers. Before we even get anything, since I already have this good look from Free Sauce, he's trying to fade Dame. I can already tell Free Sauce coming in with under assists on Dame, under points on Dame. What are your thoughts on Dame dollar?
It's difficult because we don't know what kind of defense he's facing. For the most of the season, Pacers were the worst pick and roll ball handler defense. They were allowing the most points to point pick and roll ball handlers.
Yeah.
Recently, they tried to switch up with some blitzing, some doubles. If they send blitzing and doubles, I can see Damian Lillard staying under. If they defend him straight up, he'll score 40. Like, that's it. And that's a huge gamble on this part. We need to see how they're going to defend him.
Interesting.
The best way to approach this one is to look the game if you can and bet the live. When you see the coverage, just bet the live. Like I do that a lot. Like if you have at least some knowledge and you can recognize how they defend him, certain players, you can just bet it live. Like that's one of the most valuable stuff you can do.
Interesting. Yeah. So the play here for Dame, according to you Pips, is to play this one live so you can see, are they pressing him are they forcing the ball out of his hands early, or are they letting him go one-on-one and taking away his shooters? Right. And then you would basically play either assists or points or both by fading one or the other, or backing one or the other, based on what you see from the coverage for this Mavs team. This is the type of shit, by the way, dude, that I'm really, really grateful to have you on for. When you're grinding tape as someone who's betting on these games, then it's going to be really helpful for this type of stuff. I think that's a really great look. I will repeat that one more time to be very clear. Like, you can wait to live bet these props for Dame once this game starts, and then see how this Dallas Mavericks defense, which plays very malleably, it's versatile in how it plays, and so it might decide to take the ball out of Dame's hands. Would you take assists at that point if you see them pushing him high?
Yeah. Especially like if he you need to see some film, and if you see like first couple of possessions he gets them wide open, look, they miss, assist line will drop and you can get a good line. Like I did that a lot of times on certain players. Like live stuff, if you're watching the games and following the games, is like a great money maker. I think I spoke about this like on other show about Josh Hart. I don't know if it was on your show.
It might have been. We went through a million bets that day.
Yeah, but it was like I was watching the live, and he had 11 rebounds and 10 assists after 3 quarters and 6 points. So of course he's going to get triple double. Of course he's going to for it, and his live line was 8.5 per point. And we knew like he's playing 48 minutes under tips, so we knew like he needs 4 more points for a triple double. He's playing 12 minutes in the fourth quarter.
Right.
He got more shots in the fourth than in first 3 quarters because he was hunting the triple double, and we were getting over 8.5 plus 100.
And
if I didn't watch that, yeah.
He already had the assist at that point too for the double,
yeah,
right?
He had 11 rebounds and 10 assists.
Yeah.
And 6 points.
Fire.
Of course, he was going to go for a triple double.
That's fire.
Like, even if he didn't get there, like that's a super huge value spot. Like he gets there 9 out of 10 times for sure.
Yep. That's fire. All right, so that's a thing for Dame. Is there anything else for Dame? Like, I guess you don't have anything right now, right? Because I'm putting up a few other bets here from this game that people want to look at. I've got Chris Middleton points coming in, and I've got what else did we see here in a second? Hold on one sec. We got some stuff right now.
One interesting spot that I will just talk through.
Please.
But overall, like not much for this game.
Yeah.
My spot will be like interesting spot would be Bobby Portis. Can I get like can I open my stuff and just show people how I look into some stuff?
Yeah. Are you able to share? You're saying, or you just want me to go to Prop Madness?
Yeah, I just want to show like Props Madness.
Yeah, for sure. And you want to pull up Bobby P, right?
Yeah.
We love talking about Bobby P without Giannis. I'll tell you that. We've definitely laddered a couple of his stuff before. Where do you want me to go though?
Okay. I'll just stop mine. Can we just go without Giannis, of course?
Yep, got him in there.
Can you just put like 25 more more minutes?
And 25 or more minutes.
Yeah, and just go to hover over some games and see the field goal attempts. Like,
yep.
Against the last game against the.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this game was like blowout. Yeah.
They blew them out in this game.
Yeah, he had 18 field goal attempts against the Orlando Magic. Yeah, next game against the Raptors, 18 field goal attempts. Next game against Celtics, 20
against the Suns.
Yeah,
18 against the Clippers, and 11 in this game against Toronto. Oh no, that's an older game against Toronto. Even in this game against Toronto, he would have had more points. Dame was hogging the ball in that game, and then Dame got fouled out, and then Bobby came and scored at the end.
Most of the games he had like 18 to 20 field goal attempts without. So interesting spot. How will I look it? Go up there and just reset the minutes and Giannis. X on this little.
I can just X on the thing. Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
And keep Giannis.
And you can remove Giannis. So when Giannis is out, he's shooting like 18 to 20 times. Can you go to the field goal attempts?
Yep.
And push it to like 14 to 20. 14 to 20. And you can just go to the line. It's 17.5 widely available. Just change it to 7. I know I'm saying a lot of stuff like right now, but
no, this
looks like so he's shooting 18 to 20 times without Giannis. This is only games when he's shooting 14 or more against this line.
Right.
So he's crushing this line when he gets 14 or more attempts.
So what you're looking at here is that if he shoots the ball at least 14 times, then he's really good to get this number, and we can bank on him shooting it maybe 4 to 6 more times than that because Giannis is out. Yeah,
and also we can see that recently with Giannis out, he averaged 18 field goal attempts per 36 minutes.
Yeah.
So he's probably we can see that here. I just pulled that number from other side. But so if he's playing 30 minutes, he is projected to shoot 16 times.
Yeah.
With those numbers, he probably gets 20 or more points.
Yep. The minutes are there for him. I haven't put him in yet because I hadn't looked at this game as much. But I am going to throw him on the card as well. And get that bet in for Bobby Portis.
If you remember last couple of games against the Pacers, they had some like he was super fired up. He had technicals almost every game against them. They were in a fight twice. So that's Bobby Portis.
Yep.
And if he's fired up, he'll shoot 20 times.
He'll
Like
keep going. It's a really good point.
crazy.
Yeah.
He's
The
crazy.
thing too that I look at is how this team defends his. So this is courtside pal, which you probably have seen before, but I love to look at this stuff for more like the player profile and tendencies. And anybody who's going to play power forward, I mean, it's a little better for the Pacers since they got Pascal for sure, and they're a little bit better against the four. But if they're playing a true power forward or true four who's playing in that areas that Bobby Portis is going to play, you can see right here, right? The scoring profiles, the shooting profiles, it's all going to be there.
I have one good point about this is he's going off the bench, and he will match up mostly like he'll get some Pascal Siakam, but he'll get some Obi Toppin, and Obi Toppin is like food on defense. Like
right. Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, and I was actually wrong because I was looking at rebounds, but if I look at points for him to score against this team and to get rebounds, to be honest, they're still in the top, 13, whatever. But the points, and if his matchup is a lot more Obi Toppin and a lot less Pascal, he's not going to just be inserted into the starting lineup, you don't think then?
I don't know, but last couple of games he was just coming off the bench. I
Without
think they are going to. So he's projected to start. So I don't know.
Okay.
But in the last couple of games he didn't start. So
yeah,
we'll need to see. But I like it either way. Like
I'm with the Bobby Portis stuff. I've been targeting power forwards against this Indiana team all season. Anybody that scores down there is going to be a pretty good look. Portis 3-point attempts isn't necessarily what I'm going for. This is one question for us in the chat, and I don't see anything.
Great pickup game.
Yeah.
The I think he's scored mostly like by 4.
Yeah, I would say when Giannis is in there, it makes more sense if he's ever on the floor with Giannis that he's standing a little further away from the basket, but I'm not sure that's going to be the case without Giannis. Let me just pull up without Giannis real quick and do look at his 3-point stuff. So if we're on threes, I guess he's gone over pretty consistent. 6 of 9, nice, without Giannis this season. Plus 112. I guess
it's like I mean I don't know.
Attempts here, yeah. So this is 4 total attempts, right?
Yeah.
So I can see, but these numbers are the makes, right? And then the 3-point attempts I have to hover over.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's only a couple that he's going 0. Yeah. I mean, Indy's a little bit better against the 3, are they not? I'm pretty sure.
Pacers are the best 3-point defense in the league.
Yeah, exactly. So the thing to keep in mind about the Indiana defense is it's so predictable, right? It's going to basically be they're really good at limiting spot up shooters and not the pick and roll ball handler because of the fact that they don't double team. They leave everybody out on their man. So they're not leaving their spot up shooters. There's no getting the defense imbalanced because the defense is always going to be one-on-one. This is also why they give up everything down low. If you look at their defense, 5th worst inside the paint, because once you get by your man, you can get whatever you want against this team, right? So if you step inside the 3-point line, they're going to just make sure you can't get your threes off. As you can see, they're number 1 3-point defense, best in the corners and above the break. So it's a very predictable defense to figure out. I often take like under on point guard assists in this type of situation as well, which I think is what we're talking about for Dame too, right? Like I would consider, I know I've tried to go under assists with him consistently, but it's something, I guess those potential assists go up a little bit for him. But either way, those are the types of things you can take away from it. As far as the threes for Bobby, like it's not a bad look at plus money. You probably get a little bit of an edge if you're looking for that, if you did run that through a model. But I think the points alone, knowing that he's going to be doing a lot of work down low, and you can see the bulk of his shots coming from inside the paint, a few mid-range as well. That's all where they're weakest, right? So I'm not really worried about him stepping out and hitting a 3 when everything's going to be available to him down low. We're going to stick with the points for him. Can we take a quick look at Chris Middleton? Did you have any thoughts about him before I jump into it? Because he's been brought up as well.
I mean, I think he's like, I don't know, 20.5 seems like good line for him.
It does seem like fair.
I don't like it's tough to have like opinion on every bet out there. Some are like 50-50. I just don't.
Totally, and I feel that I haven't even dove into him at all, to be honest. This game was one that I wasn't as appealing to find props as the other ones were, especially when you know who's in and out. But I do think there's probably something to Chris here. We've got him without Giannis this season. We can up these games. Do I have another filter on that I'm not seeing for some reason? Or I guess these are the only games he's played without Giannis. Yeah, he's only played 7 without Giannis. Giannis has missed 9 games, so that makes sense. Over in 3 of them, under in 4 of them. The minutes were at 32, 23, 34, 33. I think we could probably predict 30 minutes for him in the playoffs here.
Yeah.
He's healthy.
I'll probably say more like 36.
Yeah.
Without Giannis, I'll say 36.
I'll go all the way up to 36. And he has not played 36 without Giannis this season. I don't know if he's done it this season at all. He's done it twice this year. Once against the Lakers, once against the Mavericks. But yeah, I don't like much of that either, to be honest with Chris. Like, if you look at the shots for him real quick, because we're not going to get those minutes for him this season. But the shot attempts in general is not something that I'm like in love with for Chris. So I think he's more of a pass, even though, I mean, how many times do you really put him up with shooting? Yeah. I don't have as much for that, because he's always going to be a one-on-one player anyway. It's just going to come down to, is he making his jump shots? To be honest, I don't see him like getting to the line or anything like that necessarily. He is going to be the pick and roll ball handler, but that's going to be Dame a lot more. So I think Dame's a better play for the over on points and under on the assists, to be honest. But I didn't play any of that stuff for Dame. I'm just going to look at his dimes real quick as well.
I would say Chris Middleton usually takes over pick and roll ball handling and Lillard sits. But in this game without Giannis, I can see Lillard playing like 42 minutes, 40 to 42 minutes. So there will be not many reps there.
Did you have any?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's very interesting. Like, it's all down to the Pacers. Like, do they stick with their main guy and play their main defense, which is not helping a lot?
Yeah.
Then both are looking great. If they double both handlers, role players will crush this game. So I need to see it first. So
he's another dude. You wanted to see how things are starting for Dame, how they blitz him or not blitz him, and then go from there. I think that all makes sense. Let me see if there's anything else in here for this one. Before I know people were talking about Miles Turner. I don't like betting on Miles Turner, to be honest. His rebounds. I don't know why he would necessarily rebound more than normal. Let me pull props.cash for a minute. I know this is not Props Madness, and we're going to use that as much as possible. The only thing I want to see is, well, actually, I don't even need to see this. I need to see the rebound in general. I'm going to just use the rebounding chances here for a second and go to tracking data. I'm going to go to players. Sorry. So for those of y'all that are new to this, is just sort of some of the stuff that I'm looking through is at times going to be automated on a great site like Props Madness. But for the rebounding stuff specifically, I want to look at his rebound chances over the last few games. I'm going to go to Indiana and the Pacers to see what he's been doing as of late. And I'll do the last 15 games, because I just like to know with Pascal and how that has been impacting him. So he's still at the most 12.8 with 6.4 rebounds in the last 15 games that he's played. I mean, this is probably what I want to use as the sample size. He's talking about 25 minutes in these last 15. I don't know if he gets a bump in minutes at all necessarily, just because I'm going to pull up Miles Turner, just because of the playoffs. Like, this is still going to be him on the floor at the same time as Brolo, right? I kind of want to see him versus the Bucks real quick as well. Let me pull that up for Miles Turner versus Bucks. Now, also Giannis is out there. So yeah, he's going to get a bit more minutes when they feel like they need a big man down low. I don't know if that's the case without Giannis though, right? This is all him being in because they need another dude to defend down low, with Giannis just crashing the basket. But it's not like his numbers necessarily are going to stay that way if Giannis isn't in the game, right? Is there any thought to that in your mind?
I'm just saying, like, we can expect more minutes for Turner in the playoffs than compared to the regular season.
Okay.
And that's only lean from my side. But other than that, I don't see it. Especially since Siakam got there, his rebounds kind of a bit lower.
Yeah.
So I don't like betting rebounds at all, unless it's like a slam dunk spot.
Yeah. This one is going to be way more on the line than it is going to be a slam dunk. It's at the rebounds for Turner. They're 6.5 with no juice, or you can get 7.5 for plus money. So for him to get 8 boards is not something I want to bank on. I would actually rather bank on him going under 6.5 at 114. I am going to throw him real quick and see how they limit him in the courtside pal here and look at his rebounding profile versus this Milwaukee team real quick. Pull up rebounds. Yeah, Milwaukee's a good rebounding team. Yeah, third fewest. They're not giving up rebounds to centers with Brook and Giannis playing drop defense and just going way down low. If anything, you'd think against drop defense, you might be able to get a guy like Miles Turner to hit those threes a little bit more likely against this team. Can I do versus Milwaukee in this game?
So far, if you don't have head-to-head, yeah.
No, all good. I mean, dude, what you already have here is obviously going to be something. So
yeah, we'll add that. We'll for sure add head-to-head and some stuff but that's just
it's
all
good.
There.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I whatever we go through here, there's like a million things that can always be added. I mean, it's going to be work in progress for hopefully forever, basically. You're always going to be making improvements and everything, right? So it's a marathon. You can see he took 9 and 8 at the beginning of the season against them, and then everything kind of just dwindled here. And this is still pre-Siakam, right? Siakam came later than this at the end of this month, I believe, and into February. So it's not like the attempts necessarily go up against this squad. He's might be pulling Brolo away from the basket, but I'm off Miles Turner. I rarely ever find any kind of edge for Miles. The only other thing was TJ McConnell, which, look, I mean, it's the postseason. It's TJ McConnell. He's going to get 22 minutes and take 12 shots probably. Like, look at these minutes here. 15 minutes, 11 shots. 14 shots in 20 minutes. 13 shots in 21 minutes. Like, he's taking all his stuff right in here. He's just coming in and taking little bunnies and little jumpers right outside the paint or in the paint. That is going to be where this team is vulnerable. There might be something to that. He's also the pick and roll ball handler against one of the worst pick and roll ball handler defenses.
He's like, look at the number at pick and roll ball handler, like 53% of his points. That's probably the league leading number.
It's going to be up there. It's going to be up there for sure. In fact, I'm going to look at it right now. I'm going to go to play type right here, and I'm going to go to pick and roll ball handler. I would imagine, let's just look at attempts. Like, he's going to be up there. There's dudes doing it. I mean, obviously, these dudes are all going to be just like up there. But as far as backup players,
look at the frequency. I think it can be seen at the frequency.
Oh, yeah. Just the frequency. Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. TJ McConnell's already down here in terms of actual points, too, by the way. And he's a backup. So, yeah, frequency, third most. That's a good call.
Yeah. And I don't think we can consider Malachi Flynn or even those numbers are
for Micic too. Yeah,
real. Yeah, that's.
I loved picking Micic with points against teams like this, but I think TJ McConnell is probably a good look. I do want to see what his head stuff real quick versus them if there's anything to the way. I'm sure.
I'm just worried about his minutes now. This is the playoffs, so yeah.
Yeah, so these minutes are down. What do you think his minutes are at in this one? You think probably closer to 20, right?
15 to 20 for sure.
15 to 20. Yeah, and he's going to be in there. If we look at the real quick, what's his prop at? It's 11.5 now. They are wise to this, huh? Yeah. Wow. That's high.
Yeah.
He's still going over this number consistently. That's insane. I think we got to.
Yeah, his usage is insane.
His usage is dumb. Yeah. Of course, because he's
actually one of the league's leaders in usage post All-Star break. Like, his usage post All-Star usage in March and April is 29%.
That's amazing. I'm gonna do last 25 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, 27.5%. He's up to that usage rate, taking the 11 shots a game, right? So if we need him to hit 6 shots. And that's basically what he's doing in his last 25 in 20 minutes. So all this is exactly what we're saying, projecting for him. And he's getting this number 14 points here. I think that's a pretty good look. Yeah, I think we got to get it. I'm going to put him in here.
I'll just say Tyrese Haliburton and Pascal Siakam have 25% usage. So he's leading the team. Yeah.
Jesus. That's insane for a tiny little backup point guard. Yeah,
he's probably my favorite backup point guard in the league.
Oh yeah, he's one of the. I would say that whenever I bring him up, I'm like, oh, the best backup point guard in the history of the NBA, TJ McConnell.
He just changed the rhythm and everything. Like, he's like, he will play how I like it.
Yep, 100%. It's awesome. All right, I'm getting him because I get him for plus 106 on FanDuel as well. So I'm putting that on the bottom line. I need to hit one of these bets as well. I already got the. I'm going to need to hit that here in a sec because I don't have that one up. Did anything for Haliburton then? obviously it's gonna be the same concept. Like for Halliburton, he's doing the same stuff. Like they're running the pick and roll and they're getting out into transition, right? Opponent defense in terms of transition points. Oh, they've actually gotten much better. At the beginning of the season, the Bucks were in the bottom 10 in terms of their transition defense, and now they're in the top 10. Do you buy into that, or is that still kind of like fool's gold?
Yeah, probably the only thing Doc Rivers improved on that team.
Yeah, he definitely came in and was like, get back, everybody get back. But yeah, he's still going to be shooting from, you can see above the break, all this stuff. I mean, it's tough to oppose like that thought process. 20 points is not something he's done necessarily that consistently as of late. But I don't have anything else for you other than how many shots is he going to take in this matchup? I know he's been gone really hard against them, when he's played this Bucks team, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he could, just because he wants to go hard, that he's going to get those points. I'm a pass on a high number like that. I think for the assists as well, like it makes sense if you want to take the assist. They also give up a ton of those. Let's put Halliburton here. I want to see how bad they are against his assists too. Any thoughts on how they might be guarding him if there's any extra pressure coming Halliburton's way?
Yeah, sure. They changed a bit defense last 2 months. They did put some like hedges, like some blitzes, some double teams. So we'll see. But I don't know. Like I don't think Halliburton is that huge of a threat for scoring. I think they can play the drop coverage against him and don't care. So that's not great for his assist either. But
that doesn't. You're saying that does not help assist because they'll just sag off of
yeah,
him.
and also, but Giannis is out, so their defense should be pretty poor out there.
Yeah.
If they start Bobby, if they have Chris there, Lillard there, Bucks defense will be god awful.
Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the threes at for him? Because that's one thing too that is a little bit surprising, right? Like he went from making and taking so many threes to not necessarily having that be the case, although he's gone up more so because there was a long stretch of like not hitting threes basically from like at the beginning of March to the end of March. And then he had a nice stretch of hitting threes against the worst 3-point defenses in the league. Lakers twice, Golden State and Chicago, right? I already know those are bottom 3 defenses against the three, especially Chicago and the Lakers. Hit a bunch against the Nets and then came back against some really good 3-point defenses, then some bad 3-point defenses.
I think the biggest thing with him is he 100% healthy. He did look better last couple of games, but he lost the first step. He lost the burst after the injury. That's why he saw like a decline because he couldn't like make the separation to get his shot up. And that's the thing. Like I don't know. Like he had some time off, maybe to heal up. So we'll see. But I won't even consider touching that.
The 4 threes. I'm gonna put Tyrese Halliburton in here just to see his game log versus the Bucks this season, because I want to see how many threes he was taking. Now this is so long ago that you're right because it was pre-injury, right? And here he's like at 8 threes a game. So let's put him at about 8 threes to be honest, because 8 threes is kind of what he's been taking. He's got some spiking here, like 13. Then he's at 8, and then good teams are limiting his shots right here, and then he's back up to like 14 against the Nets, 7. So I think 8 is a pretty good average for him in general. If you need 4 threes, right, 50%, don't love that. Even at plus 145, where you can get that on 365, you can get plus 142 on DraftKings for him to hit 4 threes. I would not even be. There's no edge on the minus 174 if it's at 8 3-point attempts, which is what I would put him at, and still put him.
If they do play, consider playing the drop coverage. He'll get maybe 10. He could get 10 up against drop coverage. That's it.
Yeah, it's still 40%. That you want to
if you get like, but that's a wild guess. We don't know. Like if he could get shooting 7, like and then it's fucked.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll put him at 32 minutes. It doesn't necessarily matter. He just plays the way he plays. And
he'll play more. He'll play more. Like,
more than 32. I
think the floor is 34.
You think so? So the only reason I put it at 32 to start is because I feel like Rick Carlisle plays really deep lineups. But I haven't really looked at his playoff stuff. I just know that they play a lot of guys during the regular season, right? They're happy to play guys like 25 minutes at each, and he's the only one getting like 30. But now it's the playoffs, and you think that dims down, right?
I don't have an idea. I hate it. Yeah. I hate playing 10 deep in the regular season and playing their best players like 30 minutes a night.
Yeah. That's mad annoying.
And now then
All right,
get
yeah.
to the playoffs. I don't know. Like we'll
Mhm.
need to see the first game one, and then the next couple of games we'll know. Like if the
Yeah,
and also he's the guy that if the bench is making a run, he'll just let them play.
yeah, for sure.
That's the thing. If TJ McConnell comes in and he's on a huge run, Tyrese could play like lose like
Right,
5 minutes playing
right.
time.
Yep. That's 100% right too. I think McConnell with the lower number either way is good. Yeah, I'm on the over for him, so I'm not going to necessarily take both point guards with these overs. I think we can move on from this game because I have a bunch more for the last game of the night. And the only other thing I know people were talking about in here too that I would consider. First of all, I'm not touching Siakam threes. Like it might hit. That's a 50-50 bet, and unless you're getting an incredible juice for that, it's not worth it. Look at all these backups that have props. I'm actually impressed. I actually forgot what the other one even was, to be honest, and I'm good on it. I don't need to talk.
Most interesting bet of the day is probably Patrick Beverly because what kind of line it is like you can bet the under, but you can't. Like this is an insane line for him. Like he is not that player, not that kind of player. Like
Yeah,
even points, rebounds, and assists. I think it was 17 and a half. He's not just that kind of player. Like that's
yeah.
it.
So you're saying you can't take an over?
You can bet on like I will never bet on over for Patrick Beverly.
Okay,
But I
good.
think maybe better spot to bet like an under. If he's not
Yeah,
starting, he's playing maybe 25 minutes. But
yeah,
he's playing like probably go
yeah,
less. I will go the way around. He's playing 25 at most.
yeah. Oh, at most, yeah. Let's do
So
20
like
to 25.
20 to 25, 26, 25.
Yeah.
I think
Even this is without
that
Giannis on the season. But it doesn't matter. He's not, I mean, maybe a few more rebounds without Giannis, I suppose, because they're just more available
yeah.
in general.
And
But yeah,
he's making only spot up threes, and they don't allow spot up threes.
right. That's another good point. Yeah. So the only way he's scoring is off of spot ups. He's not pulling up. He's, if he gets into the lane and flails, he might get a free throw because this team's
Yeah.
terrible at limiting free throws. But that's
Transition
also
and
why,
spot up. That's it. Yeah.
yeah, and that's also why, like, I do think Dame is probably going to get the points based on how much he's shooting. If he does get into the lane now, the free throws have gone down. I mean, these first few playoff games have been like bloodbaths. Honestly, they've been no foul calls, bloody in terms of the way that they're beating each other up. So, all right, yeah, that was the only. What's that?
I will bet the under, but the thing is, I think Pacers will be insanely stupid if they don't if they don't double out of Beverly. I will completely ignore Beverly and just double team with his with whoever is guarding Beverly should go in and double Chris Middleton and Lillard.
Right,
Like I will
right.
completely ignore Beverly.
Play
So
off of it, yeah.
if they go to that like if they go to that, then Beverly could go over.
Right.
And I don't want to look completely stupid. But if they play defense straight up, there's no way Beverly
Right.
goes over the line. Like,
Right, right. Yeah, he's not beating anybody off the dribble. It's all because they just took, the defense got imbalanced. But I would just caution against like a game one under for Dame 29.5. I'm not saying he's going to hit it, but I think the points are where he's more likely to get stuff. If he does get to the free throw line and he does get open threes because they're not doubling him or hedging correctly at all on the screens where he's playing pick and roll, which they don't hedge correctly. They're terrible at it. This is one of the worst defenses in the league at handling that pick and roll. I think Obi has a really low point total. I can totally understand wanting to take him. He's gone over 15 of his last 22 in general. His minutes are probably up decent amount. Like I think you probably get the 20 to 23, 24 minutes for him in this game. I think that's probably a good average. 20 points. Looks like he's getting that pretty consistently. I would hit a Obi top and over before I did anything else. I mean, you put him at 20 minutes, boom. Right now, I mean, obviously 37.
I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see the minutes. Like I think they like 16 to 18 minutes. Gotcha. I think that's the most he can get. Like if he plays more, they are stupid. Like he's so poor on defense that I don't think they can stand like more than like 15, 16 minutes from over.
They would basically be saying we're turning this into a track meet if they just leave him out there, and that he's got to score more.
It makes no sense without Giannis. Like
he's got to take more than he gives up. So all right, let's close it out here with a few looks at the Pellies and the Thunder. A lot of bets in here. Look at this shy number all the way down to 27.5. People have been slamming the under for SGA on his points. But let me ask you, if you start with you and any looks that you might want to bring here, and I got a couple as well.
I honestly don't have much for this game.
Okay.
Maybe Shea over 5.5 assists could be the look. It doesn't look that kind of great, but it does make sense against the Pelicans who send doubles to him.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the potential assists, he's
Yeah.
there. He's there. Like,
I can't look at that yet on Props Madness, right?
yeah,
Not yet. Not yet.
No.
And just so you know, I know you've been getting this, but some people in the comments were like, "Yo, let me get that mobile usability."
Yeah, that we are working on it over the summer,
figured.
like for sure. That's a bit of a longer
Yeah.
task to do. Like we are starting to work on it.
Mobile is a thing for sure. Let's look at SGA, since I guess let's do like the last 10, because he came back from injury around then and played, even though these last 10 games for this Thunder team don't mean much, to be honest, because this is interesting, but I still don't think they mean much. Like he played 5 of the last
Look at
10.
the minutes. Like minutes are at 28.
Minutes. Yeah. So let's do the
He
season.
played just 5. He played just 5.
And he only played 5 of those games. Yeah. Let's do the full season here. And he's still leading the team on the full season at about 12, right? Averaging the 6, it gets you there for the over 5.5. It's minus 125, right? And you can find some others for the over. But so what's the thinking here for the Pelly's defense and why you would take SGA? I'm gonna put him in here.
Can you go to the like tracking you just used on NBA.com? Sure. Just select Pelican against Pelicans, only against Pelicans, and you can see like the numbers right there.
Yeah, let's look at versus Pelly's. So this is in for him. It's 3 games, right? That they played. He played all 3. 13 potentials, 7 dimes.
7.
Yeah. That makes a lot more sense.
And it was the games where both Jalen, J-Dub was playing and Gide was playing. Everyone was in.
Yeah,
it makes sense. And we've seen they went to hunt. They went to hunt against Shea. Ice pick and roll defense, some doubles. Herb Jones overall, like not easy to beat. So
right, because Herb is his defender. I also took Herb over because I know he's going to be getting minutes no matter what, and because they're so weak against the corners. But finishing this up, they're the number 1 defense against pick and roll ball handlers. They're really good. They're underrated defense.
Yeah, they are hurting against the assist from ball handlers.
Right, they give up dimes from the pick and roll ball handler.
Yeah. When you're putting 2 on the ball, someone is wide open.
Right. Yeah. And they are bad against the spot up. I had fun betting against them with spot up players and their play-in games as well. And I can see that makes total sense that they're bad against spot up shooters on this. So this OKC team, the assist would be there for SGA, which makes sense. This all makes sense to me. So SGA on the dimes real quick. Let's say he does get the 13 and 7 is reasonable. I think that's probably what you project for him in the 36 minutes that he's averaging. And I mean, he could play 38, but like 36 is enough for me to work with to feel good about that.
I'll look like when you look at the SGA 30 plus minutes, 5.5 line, you can see like in the entire season, when you look at the entire season on assists, he looks great. Like put the entire season in. Like,
can I just do?
Can you just put like 80, like to put max? And when you look at this, like 60% in rate.
Yeah.
And
so 60, the 61% basically is a lot better. In the games against the Pelly specifically, I just want to look at his matchup there too. SGA.
And I will put one interesting thing. Like, can you go to his on Prop Madness?
Yep.
Can you go at play dominant play type?
Yep.
Filter and put like 1 to 16. So average to above average pick and roll defense.
Yeah.
So when he's playing good pick and roll defense, scoring wise, he's dishing assists out.
Right. So the assists, he's at almost 70% hit rate, and the points, he's still at actually pretty good hit rate.
Because the line is 27.5.
Is this 27.5? Yeah.
If he had like line 31.5, if you put it up to 31.5, you can on the orange part left on the graph, orange number 27.
Oh, right here. There we go.
You can put it up to 31.5. What was his usual ad? You can see that that was the line in entire season.
Yeah.
And he's underperforming against
those teams. Yeah. And that's a big reason why
he's putting more assists up because they are putting more on the ball.
That's awesome. Yeah, knowing how to use this tool is so freaking key, dude. This is fire for sure. Yeah, so you can see in these more specific contexts that we're gonna get here what the deal is. Let me get the right one up just because I'm OCD. So yeah, I do you think that this is close? Let me get that there. Do you think there's blowout potential in this game?
Every game with Thunders is blowout potential.
Yeah, because they want to go and get it and go.
Like, no matter where they're playing, like they can lose the blowout, they can win a blowout. They are like shooting a lot of threes. So
this is really helpful though. The assists versus this is a number that I really like, honestly. And he went under in this one versus the Pellies in one of these games. Pulling it up,
yeah, it was a blowout.
One of them with
the blowout.
This was
it was a blowout.
Right. This was already 24. This was a this game was over in the fourth quarter. He still played probably a little bit of the fourth quarter, but he ended up having to do a lot of the scoring. Chet went off.
Yeah, I mean, he'll play like 5 more to 6 more minutes tonight compared to that game.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Unless there's a blowout, obviously. But I'm not worried about that for the assists. I think the dimes for Shai are a good look. At 5.5, I still think that. I think 7 is probably a good projection for him. I don't know if I get enough of an edge myself here at -115 to take that. I don't think that gives me the edge that I'd like there. But I do think I would like to know actually if you think that there's a spot up shooter that's going to sort of reap the benefits of this, like a Lou Dort perhaps or somebody like that.
I thought that it was Dort. Then I look his number against the Pelicans. It's terrible.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I don't know. Like probably some of the bench guys.
Right.
How much bench guys are going to play? Like I don't know.
I don't want to deal. That was my next thing. Is like all the jump shooters for this team are on the bench. They all come off the bench because they start Dort, Giddey, and then J-Dub and Shai and Chet, right? And so like maybe there's some Chet stuff in there. I think some people I saw were taking some Chet stuff, perhaps.
Just one hint for the people. Herb Jones dropped to 9.5. And that's like must take spot. Like
he dropped to 9.5 because I hit him at 10.5 last night for good money.
Yeah, he dropped to 9.5. Herb Jones, you can look at down like insane.
Wow. Yeah, I would go right back to it.
Yeah, it's only FanDuel, but it's mostly wide available book. So I think that's can you just? I'll show you my process for this one. Can you just go? Okay, first go to the Zion out.
Yeah.
And then look at his field goal attempts in this. Just check his field goal attempts in this. So he's getting 8+ almost in every game.
Where do you see that? Is it the gray line?
Yeah.
So the gray line is the field goal attempts.
Yeah. It's like mostly 8+.
This is
so I'll just reset Zion. You can just remove Zion out and then put the games with 8 or more field goal attempts.
Yep. That's what I was looking at too. Yep.
Also, the good thing about the matchup, Thunder is limiting Ingram and CJ, so Herb will get like maybe even 10+ field goal attempts in this one.
That's exactly right. Yeah, that's my. So I'll just bring this up and cover up both of us for a minute awkwardly, but like that was my reasoning for this right here. Yeah, was basically over in both these props. Like I like where he's shooting from. I like all this stuff. The worst corner D and the shots go up. Like look at this. The shots for him without Zion too. Like you said, I think 10 shots is probably a good look for him in this one. So just bringing that up real quickly because that's exactly what I was looking at for Herb. I think that's a great play. So I'm 100% on that one with you as well. The other Pelly that I took was Joval. Did you have a thought on the center stuff for this game? Because I like his points more than anything, but I really like I just added the rebounds to it as well because I know he needs to get boards.
I like his rebounds. I don't know about the points because it's Thunders. They can look to just take away everything from him.
Yeah.
Without Zion, they can focus on stopping him inside.
It's fair.
Yeah. But he can get like crazy amount of putbacks because Chet can do shit against him.
That's where I'm at. And so I just threw the rebounds in there as the points. I really like the points, to be honest, because I understand that they're not giving up a lot down low where he wants to shoot from. But I mean, I don't think that they're going to be able to bang with him with just Chet on him, to be honest. I think he's too big and he's taking a ton of shots. His shots go up so much without Zion is the thing that I just had to feel good enough that he's going to get, let's put him at 12 shots in this game. Essentially, that's kind of where he's at.
Yeah, I think with JV.
Yeah,
I mean, he's not playing much with Zion because terrible fit. Like they need to open lanes for Zion.
Right.
And now that Zion is out, you can utilize JV a lot.
That's a part, and that's a part of this as well. Is like there's nobody else shooting down low for this team. Like I've been harping on this a lot, but I'm just gonna bring it up real quick and go to player shooting because I've been harping on this since Zion went down, which was like this is important. So I'm gonna go to by zone shooting and just pull up the Pellies on offense and do all teams who they're playing against, whatever, and just show why I keep harping on about, which is if you go into the restricted area, there's one man taking 10 shots for this team down low. It's Zion. After that, right, it's whatever an Isaiah Brockington is in his 2 minutes a game or whatever that he's played this season. And then it's Joval. And then everybody else is under 3. So if you have 0 people taking shots inside of 5 feet, you don't have a basketball team. You just have a bunch of jump shooters on the floor, right? So this is how they like actually solidify themselves as an actual basketball team with somebody who's standing next to the basket. So he was one of my favorite plays. The only other thing I'll ask you before we roll, because we've been doing this for a minute, and want to thank you again, bro. This has been awesome. I really appreciate your time. Let's the only other thing would be like if there is anything for any of these other Pellies players, like the spot up stuff for CJ or Trey, if you think any of that stuff is good. But I'm really happy with my Herb Jones and Joval bets. I'm sorry, I meant the Thunder is who I was saying. If there's anybody on the Thunder outside of, I know we like shy assists more than anything, not necessarily on the points, but if there's any other Thunder player for you that you thought about. If not, all good.
Maybe just gamble on Isaiah Joe and just put ladder on a 3+3. So if he's getting it, he's getting it. If he's not, he's not. Like we can see the ladder, but I'll probably do 2+ and 3+ for like sprinkle, just to so like if he gets hot, he can like against these Pelicans, he can go like 3 from 3, 3 from 4, 3 from 5 in like 15 to 20 limited minutes, especially with attention to Shea. So like maybe because we don't know the minutes, like
like
to the Pacers in the regular season, they play like very deep bench and good minutes to a lot of guys.
Right.
Now, who's going to get cut? Like I wouldn't be surprised if some of these players that are offered are cut. Like for sure, we know Hayward and Joe and Wallace will get minutes. Do we know is Aaron Wiggins getting minutes? We actually don't have an idea. Derrick Williams should be getting minutes. We don't know.
Yeah,
like that's a gamble.
Yeah, that is the gamble. I mean, I'm trying to think. Versus this Pellies team, it's not like they really need Kason Wallace defense. Although he has been getting decent minutes as of late. I kind of want to see real quick, like just looking at the last, I can just keep it right here and look at the last 10, but this is not going to help me. I don't think that this is helpful to project, and this is the wrong team. So yeah, I was trying to figure out a way to accurately project minutes of these dudes.
Good update for the show. First 5 minutes for the Clippers, Zubats 8 points and rebounds.
Great start for the show.
Yeah, great start for
might as well look at that. Now you got me really intrigued. It's the first few minutes of the game. Also, do we know how much we lost those other bets by? Because I'm confident. Oh, look at PJ with the 5 points to kick it off. Glad I didn't take any of that stuff. But yeah, also like in Zoo, we got 5 already from Paul George, but I'm not worried about that just yet. So this is going to be
interesting. For the game.
Yeah, and Harden's
getting great start for Zubac is big. Like
that's huge. We like that at least. I'm just going to look at this box score real quick to see if Kevin Love got one more point or rebound. Did he even get back in the game? Yeah. Oh, thank the Lord. He got one more rebound.
He didn't shoot much. Like
and then Drew
actually don't understand him just covering the minutes when Bam Adebayo sits. I will play him some minutes at the 4, especially against big lineups from the Celtics.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think he is like right now probably third best offensive player on the team, and I will have him offensively probably above Bam Adebayo. Which is insane.
It was just crazy. Yeah. I mean, and this is one more thing I'll say too about this game. I just didn't know which of these two dudes between Derek White and Drew Holiday was going to get the points in this one. And it was just clearly Derek White who outplayed him in this one and the same amount of minutes. But like they're the same dude. So it's so tough. Like look at the minutes are the exact same. They follow each other around in that sense. The assists are within one. And then the points were just Drew only missed 6 shots, I guess. But
Drew missed like 3 layups down there. Like,
that's a huge part of it, but I don't even know if I was going to get there to the 16 points and assists that I needed from him. I might just stay away from those dudes at this point. All right, I'm gonna roll there with that, Pips. Appreciate you on this one. I'll be in the Discord if you guys want to talk about any of this other stuff with the Pellies and Thunder game, as we've got that Mavs game rolling. I just want to repeat one really awesome thing that you said, which is like when you're watching the Bucks and Pacers game as well here in a little bit. And, keep in mind like live betting props because you want to see how the Pacers are going to come out and guard Dame. Are they going to let him shoot or are they going to not? Are they going to let him pass? And then the same concept for the later game. This is for the Dallas game we were trying to see. But I think that's the most important thing for the Dame bet there is what you can live bet that for his points and assists and go whichever way you see the defense kind of taking him on, right? So cool. All right, y'all. Appreciate the time. Pips, anything else you want to roll? You got a show coming up or anything like that? I know everyone's going to be following you on Twitter.
I'm just going Monday to Friday, like every day. I don't know even the time because it's of the time zones, so I don't want to say anything. Like at the same time every day, like during the day, so a bit earlier on. So like great start to the season. I think last week we had 2 shows, went 5-0 on the show. Yeah, playing was. I saw the playing wasn't great for you. It was like 5-0 from my side. So I did had not a great run lately in the last couple of weeks of the regular season. But it was great to bounce back in the playing. And, So just Monday to Friday every day.
Nice. Yeah, check out the YouTube show that he's got going on as well. Appreciate everybody tuning in, though. I got these bets rolling on the bottom line. I'll put them into the comments and pin that of the video that's coming up here on YouTube so you know exactly what the final plays were. I'll be back tomorrow as well, 5:30 p.m. Eastern with the live stream as we always do. And going to get some projections videos out tonight for tomorrow as well and feel pretty good about these bets we got in already today. So, continue to gamble safely, everybody, and smartly. We'll be back tomorrow. And until I see you next, happy betting.